Alright, you guys, welcome back to Kanna's route. I believe we're going to finish it this episode. I think we're pretty darn close to the ending here, and I'm going to try to make it a longer episode so I can finish it. And that's kind of sad, though. I'm kind of sad about finishing her route. Like, I'm excited to see how it ends. I think it's been pretty darn good so far. Definitely one of the better routes in the game. But, man, it's kind of sad finishing it, because then it feels like I'm finishing the game, right? And it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't know. I dread finishing a good novel. Like it's just really hard for me. Like I delay it on purpose, or maybe even not on purpose. Subconsciously, I do it, and it's like I just don't know. It's like I'm excited to see the end, but at the same time, I'm not. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just jump into it here. Oh, of course, y'all are cuddling like that again. Morning already. When I awake, I open my eyes to find a sleeping Kanna, or rather her breast, right in front of me. But unfortunately, her nipples aren't there to greet me today. Oh, say shut up. Why do I have to start the video like this? Why? Why? Why is this necessary? I really want to see them, though. No, I need to control myself. Yeah, you always say that, but then you don't. Okay? Let's not pretend here. I don't want her calling me a titty-sucking goblin again. Besides, if I do start sucking them, I don't think I'll be able to stop. You're lucky this is the start of the video and I haven't... It's lucky I haven't gotten freaking tired of him yet. Yeah, it's back to work again starting today. Let me handle it. It's toast, alright. As long as you're okay with something simple like yesterday. How do you want your eggs? Sunny side up, scrambled, boiled? Sunny side up's pretty good. I like them scrambled. I'll eat the eggs anyway, but like I'm not like a huge fan of eggs to begin with, so. I have to admit though, I'm not the best at coming up with different breakfast ideas. Probably because Nozomi's been taking care of it for me all this time. But also, Nozomi was literally making like salmon and stuff for breakfast. Like she was going all out, so I don't expect you to match that. Maybe I could try my hand at a Japanese style breakfast instead to change things up. Pizza toast? What? Okay, sausage and bacon, sure, like those are breakfast staples, right? But pizza toast? Okay, Kanna, sure. Never made it before, but it does sound pretty interesting. I'm not saying that sounds bad, that just doesn't sound like something I'd want for breakfast. I'll have to remember to buy some cheese and salami next time, but that's for another time. A little before you said good morning to me, I guess. Probably less than a minute earlier. Yeah, really, why do you ask? What, is there something wrong? Okay, I can't, guys, I can't do that. I don't need to know. I was a little let down when you didn't. I'm not some slave to my lust, you know. Don't lie to her, Kosei. You're lying straight to her face right now. She's gotten so used to it, too. She just thinks it's normal. It's too late today. He's like, no! The inhumanity. It's another sappy, silly conversation as usual. As we chat, I crack a few eggs into my heated frying pan. Alright, I'm going now. Take your time, there's no rush. I'll see you later. Taking me by surprise, Kanna plants a quick kiss on my lips. Smiling cheerfully, she gives me a light push out the door. Alright, I'm going. What am I getting all flustered for? It's just a kiss. We've already done much more than that, and we've seen each other naked. Even so, my heart is still racing, especially since she caught me off guard like that. But I'd be lying if I said the feeling didn't put a spring in my step. I mean, Kosei, just because y'all have done other things and you've gone way past kissing doesn't mean you can't still kiss. Ohio. Wait, you've already gotten started. Am I late for work?
期間限定、数限定で今日からモンブランも作ろうと思って。これはその準備。
That explains all these chestnuts. No wonder you're so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
うわ、ちょっとやめてよ。つまんねえダジャレとか言われたらケーキの味までつまらなくなるでしょ。
Wow, okay. Thanks, that really cheers me up. Hold on, that wasn't intentional, I swear.
前にもくったらねえダジャレを言ってたよね。
That's okay, I do the same thing in real life too. No, seriously, it wasn't intentional. Anyways, you should have told me if you needed help today.
どうしようか悩んだんだけどね。二人の時間を邪魔するのも悪い気がして。
Yeah, we're either sleeping or doing something else, so... I mean, sure, it's important to spend time with your girlfriend. Still doesn't mean I plan on neglecting my job either. Neither me nor Kanna.
そっか。恋愛ボケとかしてないならよかった。
Oh no, he is, but, you know, he'll make exceptions. Perish the thought. Why does he always say this? I'm gonna do my job and I'm gonna do it right.
そいつは結構。そんじゃあまあ、今年も頑張ってもらいましょうか。
New year, new me, right, guys? Sorry, I had to say that, but that was gross. After that, our cake making proceeds smoothly and we finish our preparations without any problems. Finally, it's time for our first day of business in the new year to begin. This is like... I mean, technically we're going into our second year, which is kind of exciting. It's like we survived so far. Although the first 3 days of the new year have already passed, students are still on their winter break. Some companies are still on holiday as well, and as one would expect, business is a little slower than usual, but the cafe is by no means empty either. Many customers appear to be in town, visiting their parents looking for a small treat to take back home as gifts for their friends and colleagues. Rather than eating their cakes in store, our takeout cakes seem to be selling much better. I still love the way they say cheesecake, cheesecakey. That's like the best way to say that. I should start saying it that way. Except I'll just seem like some huge weeb.
年末年始の休暇のリハビリにはちょうどいい客足だな。
そうね。なんだか浮かない表情に見えますね。確かに休み明けにはちょうどいいかもしれないけどね。
心配はあるまい。冬休みが終われば学生も増え。
だといいんだけどね。
きっと平気ですよ。だってほら、お客さんはちゃんと笑ってくれてるじゃないですか。
I mean, I would look at how happy they are, but I really can't see anybody else's face, especially because you all are in the way.
この店の魅力が失われていない証拠だ。
心配する必要はありませんよ。知ってますか、夏目さん。
And look, that chick in the background, her face is so blurred, and she doesn't even have eyes. She doesn't even have a mouth. How does she eat our food?
何を？
大切な思いっていうのはちゃんと伝わるものなんですよ。
ああ、オチが読めた。どうせ高峰くんに気持ちが伝わったか、もしくはその逆でしょ。
そんな迷惑そうな顔をしなくてもいいじゃないですか。
のろけ話を聞かされている間ほど無駄な時間もあるまい。
What do you mean? What other interesting things can we talk about besides love and our in the cafe? You know, there's nothing else going on in our lives.
閣下まで扱いがひどくないですか？
言おうとしてた話の内容が違うなら、ちゃんと耳を傾けるけど。
Natsume is like, well, if you were going to say anything else, if you were going to talk about anything else other than your love for Kosei, you know, I'll listen. That's what I freaking thought. That's what she said.
しかし、気持ちが伝わるというのは覚えておくべきことだな。客を喜ばせたいと思わなくなれば、それも伝わるということだ。
That's true. If you lose passion for something, people will know.
覚えとく。そういえば、店はありがたいことに順調だけど、死神業務の方はどうなの？ 秋月さん人間になったんでしょ？
Yeah, we got out of that business. The profits weren't too high, and it was cutting into my love lifetime. That's what she's gonna say.
おお、そうだった。そのことで一つカンナに頼みがあるのだ。
Oh, really? What does Mikino have to say about it?
頼みなんでしょう。
それは後でいい。営業中だからな。ほら、新規のお客だ。
Why are you all of a sudden concerned about this? We've been talking this entire time.
お、はい。いらっしゃいませ。
明けましておめでとう。
Oh, hey, it's the landlady. What's up?
大家さん、明けましておめでとうございます。
こちらこそ。
あちらのテーブルでよろしいですか？
ええ。ブレンドもらえるかしら？
承りました。少々お待ちください。
私ね、ずっと楽しみにしてたの。ここで入れてもらうコーヒー、美味しいんだもの。
Well, it is Kanna after all. She's pretty good at brewing coffee.
休んでる間、寂しかったわ。
I feel like Kanna is probably the best at brewing coffee, and then Natsume is probably the best at making tea. And then we're probably the best at making, what, omelets? No. Because we like Kanna's omelets, but does that mean she's the better omelet maker, or does that just mean we like her omelets? I'm not sure.
ありがとうございます。そんな風に言ってもらえて嬉しいです。
I don't know if May really learned to make a whole lot of stuff, so I don't know what she'd be best at.
お店
Or
を
knows
貸
with
し
me.
てよかったと思ってるわ。おい先短い私に楽しみをくれてありがとう。
Wow, that sounds very morbid, but thank you.
そう言ってもらえて嬉しいです。でも
Oh, even Kanna
まさ
Kanna
かしい
thinks so.
言い方はしないでください。
あら、ごめんなさい。でも心配しないで。しぶとく生きて、美味しいコーヒーを楽しみ続けるつもりだから。
Well, that's good. That's about all you have once you're that old. Your stubbornness.
お待ちしております。では、今日もとびきりのを入れますね。
よろしくお願いするわね。
カンナさん、何かいいことでもあったんですか？どうしてですか？だって笑ってるじゃないですか。とっても嬉しそうだから。そうですね。大したことじゃないんですけど、とても素敵なことがありました。
I'm sorry, like, I'm just imagining her saying something along the lines of, oh, well, I found out that landlady is gonna die soon. Is that bad? Like, she's just totally hating on this old lady. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. I'm dumb, I'm sorry. So anyway, so I was thinking of making... Why am I still laughing about this? I was thinking of making some new things for breakfast going forward. Aside from sausage and bacon and pizza toast. Pizza toast is not a breakfast! What is that? Is that a breakfast in Japan? Pizza toast. Do you have any other good breakfast ideas?
黙れこの妖怪乳しゃぶりが。
Hey, I didn't do that this morning, okay? Literally, what did I do just... What did I do just now to deserve being called
う
that?
るさい。仕事をおろそかにするつもりはないって言ったくせにのろけばっかり。いい加減うざいの。
I mean, yes, I will give an amen to that because that is what he does. But you know, he's just happy, okay? I wasn't trying to brag though. I just wanted your advice on what to make Kanna for breakfast.
それがのろけなの。仕事の邪魔蹴っ飛ばすぞ。
Kick his butt. Just do it. Just kick him out.
ったく。何の悩みもなく幸せなのは十分分かったから。
I know. Imagine being older than him and you're just like, frick, I've done nothing with my life. Besides work. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say we have no worries. Speaking of which, would you mind if I asked you for some other
た
advice?
だいま受付時間外となっております。
Oof, that's cold.
迫してるなら考えもしたけど、意外と余裕がありそうだから。
Still, I don't think Sasune-san could have been much help anyways. After my talk with Kanna yesterday, I decided to give my dad a call. However, he appears to be busy with work. All I got was the voicemail. Nevertheless, I left him a message. But as time passed, I feel my resolve beginning to waver. Why does this always happen? I wish I could have gotten it over with rather than have to worry about it.
ちょっといいですか？
Frickin' Suzune's just about to, like, erupt on us. She's like, hey, are you distracting yourself again? Gonna kick you out of this kitchen.
いえ、そうではないんですが、ちょっと相談がありまして。
You know, just wanted to have a casual conversation. How are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you? You know, fine weather we're having today. We're just gonna have this boring mini conversation while we're on the clock. From the sound of things, it isn't about work.
はいはい、お好きにどうぞ。今は別に忙しくないから休憩ってことで。
This is code for I don't want to deal with you anymore. Just leave. Thanks. Just thanks.
実は帝さんから頼み事をされまして。
Oh yeah, I want to know what he was asking her.
その内容なんですが、死神の仕事を手伝ってほしいと。
Okay, I admit the first one was an accident, but then I kept doing it. Interesting. So he wants Kanna's help. It's funny because I feel like he was there to assist Kanna, and now Kanna's there to assist him. Interesting. You mean guiding the souls of the dead and collecting
はい
butterflies?
特にこのお店の場合、新たな死神を増やすよりもそっちの方が都合がいいだろうからって。
Dang, you really got screwed.
それに私は元死神で前向きになった魂の代表みたいなものですから、そういう部分でも手伝ってほしいと。
I mean, that's a fair point. I'll say that.
私も使ってしまった魂の力の分、働いて返す必要があると思うんです。
The only reason I'm speaking to Kanna right now is because I unintentionally used the power of all those wayward butterflies. And since the end result was essentially the same as if those butterflies had been reincarnated, I assumed that was that. Just to be clear, this doesn't mean you're going to turn back into a Grim Reaper, right?
はい、もちろん。
I mean, that would be kind of cool. I'd at least... I wouldn't mind if she wore the outfit again.
もしそんな条件がつくのなら、私も断ってますよ。
Alright, I have nothing against it then. But if there's nothing to worry about, then why'd you need to come talk to me about
で
it?
も引き受けるとなると、生活の時間にも影響が及ぶかもしれませんから。
Yeah, it's a fair point. I mean, I think it is something worth mentioning. I mean, it is kind of a big deal.
一人で勝手に決めずに話した方がいいと思って。
Sounds like you want to do
そ
it.
うですね。私が幸せになれたことで、蝶を導くことができるとしたら、それは素敵なことだと思いますから。
I mean, that was part of the intention in making the cafe, so I feel like that's fine. Like, that's kind of what we're here for, right? I've still got a ways to go before I paid off my debts, too. I think it's a great idea. But wait, are humans able to use the Reaper's scythe of yours, too?
私も知らなかったんですが、人か死神かよりも使い手の方が重要らしいです。
Heck yeah, I want to hold it. Give it to me. What about that getup of yours? Wasn't that part of your set?
別にあの服でなければいけないというわけではないはずですよ。ウェイトレス姿でもカマは震えますから。
It was just part of her getting into character. That's what she's trying to say. Come to think of it, I remember her swinging it with lightning speed once in full view of our
あ
customers.
れはまあ魂に触れる際の霊装のようなものですね。絶対に着なければならないわけではないですよ。
I don't know, it was a cool outfit though. You should wear it anyways. You see, look at this. It's freaking dope. That outfit was quite something though in its own way. Makes it look like Dracula. Those contrasting black and whites, not to mention those sexy garter belts peeking out from the underneath the gaps in her skirt. They were pretty nice, I'll say that.
なんだか目がやらしい。
You're definitely seeing things.
まあいいです。それよりも昨日の約束です。
I haven't forgotten, I'll talk to him, I promise. I tried calling, you know, but he didn't pick up. Because that guy has no time for me. I should have said I need a favor or something from him, or I need, like, advice. Because that worked last time, remember? Seriously, I did, I'm not
わ
lying.
かってますよ。よかった。ちゃんと勇気を出してくれたんですね。
I mean, it's not hard to call him, I just don't want
あ
to.
りがとうございます。
After saying this, Kanna settles down into a chair, then she gives her thighs 2 quick pats. No, don't be doing that, Kanna. It's gonna give him thoughts. It's clear as day what that means, I don't even need to ask.
はーい。
Oh, never mind, it was intentional.
ですよ。
Kanna, please stop. You are spoiling this man. You're feeding into him. Stop. Don't do this. It's not allowed. Okay, well, it is allowed, but still, don't do it. yet springy thighs. What what does that even mean? Springy thighs? Like they bounce? Like you're just going like this? It's like a waterbed?
膝枕が好きなんですか？
I mean, what reasonable man does not? Ah, Kose, there you go. You flirt.
よろしい。
That is a good answer. I'm not too heavy, am I?
重いですよ、もちろん。昴生さんは重い人ですからね。
I know you bring a lot of baggage. Talking about my weight and my personality.
さあ、どっちでしょうね。
Of course, she's
で
gonna be
も
vague
安
about
心
that.
してください。好きな人を支えるのは私も好きですから。
Thank you, Kanna. By the way, is this lap pillow supposed to be the reward we
そう
agreed
で
on?
すね。
Oh,
安心してください。これはまずちゃんと電話してくれた分です。進展具合に応じて、まあそれなりに。
I feel like she's using sex to manipulate him. She can make him do anything. Well, that sounds exciting.
楽しみにしてますので。
Kanna strokes my head, gently, lovingly. It's as if her feelings are being transmitted to me through her fingers. Hey, Kanna,
はい。
when I do get to talk to my dad, will you be there with me?
今さら何を言ってるんですか。ずっと一緒にいるって約束したはずですよ。
Okay, guys, it's okay to love somebody and want to be around them a lot, but you don't need to do every little thing with them, okay? It's gonna be kind of weird if you're just going to the bathroom and you're just holding their hand and like, okay, I promise to always be there for you. It's like, I don't need your help going to the bathroom though, okay? Like that love, just because you're in love doesn't mean you need to spend every waking second together. It's okay to spend a lot of time, and it's okay to spend a little time, and you know that you still love each other. That's fine, guys. It's fine. Once Kanna's lap pillow has recharged my batteries, I return to work. The day goes by quickly after that, and closing time soon arrives without incident. Alright, what's on the
そ
agenda for
れじゃあ
tonight?
昴生さん、帰りましょうか。
Nah, let's go party. The two of us are living together as a couple now. Yes, we knew, guys. So there's no reason for us to go home separately. Yeah, okay. Naturally goes without saying I wanted to wait for her to finish changing before we left.
な
What?
んか嬉しくて、こうして二人で帰れるのが。
Yeah, every girl said that to me.
仕事を終わらせて二人の暮らす部屋に帰る。嬉しくないわけないですよ。
Yeah, it would be a lot more fun being able to walk. But it's weird, like, now like that I'm married, sometimes when I'm like just driving alone, it's really nice. Like I'll put the windows down, I'll put on some music. It's like, yes, I love to like drive everywhere with my wife, but at the same time I like those occasional moments where I don't have anybody in the car. You learn to appreciate the small amount of free time that you get, or at least like alone time. Same, going home with you makes me happy too. We walked side by side like this many times before, but going back to the same apartment together is something that still feels utterly new. With a bounce in her step, Kanna wraps her arm around mine.
寒いですから。
Yeah, it is.
早く暖かくなるといいですね。
It's January. It's not gonna warm up for months. Kinda like the cold.
こうやってくっついていられるからとか言うつもりですね。でも昴生さん、よく考えてみてください。
Yeah, Kanna's like, please don't say that cringe stuff again.
暖かくなれば薄着になります。そしたらもっとダイレクトに感じられますよ。
You literally already can do that, and you guys do, apparently a lot, because it does the little dot dot dots a lot. That's how I know there's an H scene. You know what, you're right, I can't wait for spring.
本当にわかりやすい人ですね。
I just feel like Kosei is so easily manipulated when he's in love. Like, you could literally make him do anything if he thought it was, like, gonna lead to something good. It's not the only reason I can't wait, though. Seeing cherry blossoms in the spring, going to the beach in the summer, watching the leaves change in the fall. There's so many things I can't wait to do with you, Kanna. Kosei, this is the most sensible line you've said in a long time. Like, yes, those are great things, and I wish they would have shown some of those in this game. I I know for the story it needed to happen this way, but at the same time, I really wish they would have had more moments where they could have like explored different seasons and things like that. And I've said this before, but it's like it would have been nice, like, hey, cherry blossoms, that would have made a cool CG, or summer, you know, they could have like gone to the beach, like she said, or you know, there's so many different things you could do. I know there's like some festivals in the summer as well, and then watching the leaves change in the fall, like that could have made a cool CG, but technically we started the game in the fall, so we kind of already got to see it, I guess. I'm not sure.
はい、それは私も楽しみです。
That's okay. I mean, I feel like the winter theme fit, but it did feel like because they kept doing winter, like some of the routes kind of overlapped on things that they did. Like they had a hard time like changing it up. Like I feel like Nozomi and Kanna both had amusement parks. Like they didn't really have too many options to play with, so they had to redo some things. Obviously, it felt a lot different. It didn't feel like they like did it exactly the same, but you know, the scenery like couldn't change too drastically because of the setting and the limitation with the time of the year. All right, I'm done ranting about that. It's cold in here. Let me turn on the heat in the kotatsu too.
お風呂も入れましょうか。先にご飯の方がいいですか？それとも私？
They had to put this in here. They did. They had to put this kind of, I don't even know what you would call this. Listen, I just got home from work, alright? If you think I have energy for that right now, I knew he was gonna say that. It was so obvious.
なんちゃって。
Gosh, what's up with these flies? Why are they always here when I'm recording?
本当にするんですか？今から？じゃれ合いとかではなくて？
No, Kosei's never joking around when it comes to that stuff. Never.
新婚ごっこのつもりだったんですけど、ほら、夕食もまだですから。
Well, it'll build up your appetite. It'd be tough for us to do any strenuous physical activity on a full stomach, though.
でもお風呂もまだ。
So? Okay, I don't know how hard y'all are going that you're getting super sweaty. I mean, it definitely can get sweaty, but like, if you're just doing a quick bout before dinner, I don't think you should be getting that sweaty. I then reach for a coat and start to take it off.
ちょっと待ってください。スマホ、昴生さんのスマホが鳴ってますから。
No, Dad, this is the worst time to call. I hate you. That's just what I imagine Kosei's thinking right now.
気持ちはありがたいです。昴生さんに電話があるなんて珍しいじゃないですか。大事な要件に違いありません。
It's extremely rare for anybody to call you. Are you telling me that I'm a loser? Yeah, I admit I don't have any friends, but why are you being a little
こ
rude?
のタイミングですよ。きっと。
I like the idea of if I just sit on this screen, the phone will just keep buzzing forever. It's still going. Seems as though Kanna herself has quickly expressed to or guessed who this call is from. That's why she's telling me not to run away. Stealing myself, I pull away from her. Just be gone. I have to talk to my father. I then take my phone out of my pocket to check the screen. Still ringing. Sure enough, the caller was exactly how I expected it to be. Mush mush. No, Dad. I was about to have sex. Kind of. Wait, no, I don't mean it's kind of important. It's very important. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, sorry, Dad. I've been doing drugs. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'd prefer to talk about it to you in person rather than over the phone. Do you think you'll be back in Japan anytime soon? Yeah, it feels a little weird for me too, Dad. Don't make it weirder than it has to be. Seriously, you can just come back at just short notice. You could have done this at any point in time, and here you are, just never coming home to visit. You're telling me if I would have asked, you would have came back. You couldn't just do that on your own. You're not cutting work short because of me, are you? You really don't have to do that. It's important, but it's not an emergency or anything. It can wait until you're finished with your current job. Yes, no problem.
しかし、どんな要件なのか気になるな。いい話か悪い話か、それくらいは電話で教えてくれないか?
It's good news, at least it is for me. There's someone I want to introduce you to, someone I want you to meet.
Cafe Stella と死神の蝶。
We'll introduce him to the landlady. He can get a sugar mama who's about to die soon, apparently, according to me. Once again was graced by Kanna's enormous breast upon waking. Okay, Kosei. I love the way he just describes them.
やっぱり妖怪乳しゃぶりです。
Oh, come on, you gave me
食べ
permission.
増しになるって言ったから
Because you said it'd help you cheer you up.
なのに
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay.
絶対に「い」も付け足しましたよね。
Alright, I was kidding, but it really did cheer me up. I feel like I'm ready to talk to my dad face to face now about the one thing I've always wondered. I like how boobs just give him confidence. When the time comes, I want you to be there with me.
心配し
What the
なくて
frick?
もずっと一緒
Where are
で
these
すわ。
flies coming from? Why is there so many? Gosh dang. Before that, though, I've got to get to work. I'll see you later.
はいいってらっしゃい。
I think they're attracted because, like, I have like 2 monitors, and then I have like a light that I use now. Gosh, they're attracted to all this. As usual, Kanna waves goodbye to me as I leave, just like usual. Guess that just goes to show that Kanna has become a fundamental part of my life. Today I'm going to see my dad, and I'm going to ask him directly about something I've always wondered. I walk with firm, confident steps, now that I've touched her boobs this morning, because I know Kanna will be there with me when the time comes. I know she'll be there to support me. Kanna has given me so much. A new job, new friends, love, affection, and courage. Words can't express how grateful I am to her. That's why I just squeeze her breast. That's how she knows I love her. All I can do is repay her little by little. And even if it takes the rest of my life, I plan to demonstrate my gratitude in full. Cream's ready, Suzune-san. Give it a check for me, please. Wow, he's giving his cream to other women. This dude, look at this dude.
いらっしゃいませ。
やあ、のぞみちゃん。
あれ、和文さん、日本に戻ってたんですか？
Yeah, I came back to see my son for
さっきね、
once.
後世に話があるって言われて。
そうなんですか。どうしよう。昴生君まだ仕事中だから。
いいんだ。呼び出してほしいわけじゃないから。あれからこのお店がどんな風に変わったのか知ろうと思ってね。
Well, that's nice of you.
そうなんですか。わかりました。それではこちらへどうぞ。
ああ、その前に一つわがままを聞いてもらえないだろうか。
What's that? No, don't cut away. I wanted to know what it was. Here, give this a check for me.
いい焼き加減だね。オッケー、仕上げに入って。
Pancakes for table 3 are ready.
和風パスタと半熟オムライスお願いします。
Gotcha.
和風頼める？オムライスは私がやるから。
Sure.
分かってるとは思うけど。
I know I'll have it ready when yours is.
なら結構。
Aye aye, Captain.
あいつのあんな顔。
働くところなんてめったに見られませんからね。
いつもあんな感じで働いているのかな。
Yeah, he always acts like a pirate when he's working. It's kind of weird, but you know, we've just learned to accept it.
はい、いつもあんな感じです。普段は適当なところもありますけど、仕事はきっちりしてますよ。
No, 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 no. He gives 110% when it comes to sex.
いや、真面目なのもそうだが、楽しそうだと思ってな。
Yeah, I would say so. He's definitely like enjoyed life a lot more since he worked at the cafe. And you know, it didn't help that like if you literally chose not to work at the cafe, God killed you. So, you know, that's good motivation.
俺の前ではあんな顔をすることはなかったからな。
昴生君があんな顔で働けてるのは和文さんのおかげですよね。
俺がしたことは大したことじゃない。この店にお客が来ているのは働いているのぞみちゃんや 後世が頑張ったからに。
でも和文さんの力も大きいですよ。この制服可愛くて大好きですからね。それにもうちょっと恩を着せてもいいんじゃないですか。お父さんから聞いてますよ。
六郎から何を？
Yeah, what is this old man spouting?
前回昴生君から連絡が来た時は仕事をほっぽり出して日本に帰国した。日本で仕事があったっていうのも半分くらい嘘だとも聞きました。お店のめどがつくまで強引に日本に残り続けたんですよ。この制服のことも結構強引に頼み込んだとか。
そういやあいつ昔からおせっかいなところがあったな。もしかして他にも何か聞いてたりするの？
Wait, what else would he tell us?
いろいろと。
Your stories. Dang, knows me as the dirt on our father.
ちなみにそれ後世には？
I just love Nozomi's subtle smile. She's like, I could end your entire career right now. But anyways.
私は言ってません。
そうか。
本当に素直じゃないですよね、二人とも。
Hey, they're men. You know, we're not honest with our feelings.
ありがとうのぞみちゃん。
Okay, well, maybe some men aren't. I feel like I am. I'm very honest with myself.
改めて注文なんだけど、後世が新しく作ったっていうオムレツ風のカルボナーラをもらえるかな。
Kind of sucks that we didn't keep the black pepper thing going. Like, that would have been a nice thing to have on our menu. It was a lot more work, so. We're already busy enough around here, guys. Got so much going on. Ah, I'm beat.
お疲れ。
You too, it's been less than a week, but I'm glad that business is already back to
冬
normal.
休みも終わったからね。そういや大学って来月くらいに試験があるんじゃなかった？
Nope, I dropped out of school so I can pursue my love. Yeah, I better start studying
昴
soon,
生
yep.
君、昴生君、
Oh, what's up?
お疲れ様。で、そうじゃなくて、
Oh, really? That dude.
よう、久しぶりだな。
Yeah, it's been a while. I thought you were gonna come stop by the
もう
apartment.
一回店を訪れるってや。お前が作ったオムレツ風カルボナーラも食べたぞ。
Oh, you did? I thought you just got here.
まあ、ゆっくりくつろがせてもらったよ。以前に比べるといい店になったと思う。
Oh, well, that's nice of you to say. Thank you.
美味しかったよ。頑張ったな。
You know, we've tried.
で、何か俺に話があるんだ。わざわざ電話してきたんだ。大切な要件だろうから、やっぱり話は部屋に戻ってからの方がいい。
Yeah, would you mind going back to the apartment first? I'll join you after I finish cleaning up here. Does he have a key? Like, we didn't even have a key for Kanna. So how does he have a key? After that, we get to our daily cleanup as usual, but by this time I asked the others to lock up and head home first. Together with Kanna.
改めまして、昴生さんとお付き合いをさせてもらっている秋月環奈と申します。
改めまして、後世の父親の高峰和文です。
Yeah, you're my deadbeat father who's always disappearing on me. Kanna and I are in a serious relationship. We've held hands.
それはつまり、結婚を見据えた関係だと。
Well, yes, eventually. We want to have a kid first. Just kidding.
私ももちろんそのつもりです。
そうか。まあ、そうだろうとは思う。電話であらかじめ聞いたこともあるが、この部屋ですでに同棲してるんだろ？
He's like, I can see looking over at the bed. He's like, make sure I don't sit on that. Anyways.
二人で暮らしている痕跡が残ってるからな。
Yep, he knows. He knows. I've already told Rokuro-san about this, so sorry I'm letting you know so late.
別に謝る必要なんてない。秋月くんはその気持ちをご両親に伝えているのかな？
Oh, don't worry about her. She doesn't have parents. She's like the Batman.
いろいろありまして。
Oh, she's actually saying it.
養父のような人はいるんですが、一緒に店で働いている帝さんなんです。
そうだったのか。
ちゃんと納得してくれていますから、私の方はご心配には及びません。
Dang, so she's actually going the Batman route. Like Mikado's like Alfred, you know, who kind of like Alfred kind of helped raise the Batman, didn't he? Right? Right? Kind of raised a little bit. I'm talking on my butt though. I really don't know too much about like the lore behind Bruce Wayne and like that.
お前が真剣に選んだのがこんなにも素敵な女の子なら文句のつけようもないさ。そうか。後世がな。そういう年か。
He's like, dang, I haven't been there for you at all. You're already like an adult now, man. Crazy. Anyways, that's the first thing I wanted to say. There's something else I didn't mention it before, but this is actually what I wanted to discuss with you. The inside of my mouth dries out. I try swallowing, but that only seems to make it even drier. Apparently, I'm also clenching my hands into fists, but then a soft, pleasant warmth touches me. The way it eases my tension tells me that it's none other than Kanna's hand. I'm serious about Kanna. I truly love her. I believe this is what true love is, but there's something I want to ask you, Dad. About you and Mom. He's like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. See, I'd do anything for Kanna's sake. I want more than anything for her to be happy, or so I'd like to think.
そこで弱気になられると私まで不安になるんですけど。
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I'm not doubting our relationship or anything. It's just, well, how do I put this? My own family, at least, wasn't exactly your typical example of a happy household. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm not trying to blame you. As far as I can remember, Mom never seemed like she was lonely or sad to me. But what I want to know is if the two of you are truly happy living like that, I want to hear it from you directly, Dad. I want to know more about your relationship with Mom.
そうだな。改めてお前には迷惑をかけたな。いや、俺がそんな簡単に言うべきことではないって分かってるんだが。
Like I said, I'm not trying to blame you.
とりあえず結論から言っておく。俺はアスミのことを愛していた。
I think this was really cool, though, that they're going over this in this route. Like, they didn't have to. They could have just completely avoided this whole conversation with the dad and everything. Like, it really, they didn't need to have it in the story, I feel like. But they're doing it, and I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't tie into the story at all. I'm not saying it's, like, out of place. Because, like, yes, it does fit into the story. Like, we did have the flashbacks of our mom and stuff like that. But they could have, like... They probably could have avoided some of that. Or they could have, like, done less with it than they did. But I kind of like that they're tackling it. It's kind of nice.
アスミも愛してくれていたと思うんだがな。あれほどひねくれた身勝手な女を俺は他に知らない。その心を理解するのは一生無理だと会った時から思っていたからな。
Hmm. That's an interesting way to describe her. Twisted and self-serving.
身勝手ですか？
ん？秋月くんはアスミと面識があるのかな？
She's like, no?
あ、いえ、そうではないんですけど。
I see Kanna had been watching over me for a long time, so she must have seen me interacting with my mom back then. But she'd had her Grim Reaper duties to fulfill too, so I doubt she'd been watching us 24/7.
昴生さんからお話を聞いた印象です。そんな人のようには思えなかったので。
そうか。後世から見るとそうでもなかったのかもな。あいつも年を重ねるごとに多少は性格が丸くなった気がする。
He's like, yeah, when I first married her, she was so into herself and just the worst.
そもそも俺とアスミが出会ったのは病院だった。当時から体が弱くて入退院を繰り返していた。その病院に俺も入院をしたのがきっかけだ。
You were? What
バイ
happened?
クで事故った。
Wow, that's the most dad thing I've ever heard, because my dad's been in a motorcycle accident too. But that's the weirdest thing, though, because his dad reminds me so much of my dad in a way, and it's too real for me. I can't do it. He used to ride motorcycles.
ああ、しかもバリバリにいじったやつ。
Okay, I don't think my dad did anything like that cool, but like he did ride motorcycles and he got in an accident and then he never rode after that. So it's very funny that he's saying the exact same thing.
まあ、昔は俺も悪かったってやつだな。
I don't think I would ever call my dad a hoodlum though. I don't know how I would describe him. I don't want to be too mean.
昔とは全然違うだろうな。自分でもこんな風になるとは思ってなかったしな。ちなみに六郎と知り合ったのはこの頃。同じチームに所属してたからだ。
What the? Y'all were part of a bike gang? That's way cooler than anything my dad's ever done. Hirokuro-san was part of a bike game.
神主を押し付けられることに対する反発だったな、あいつの場合。結局最後には継いだわけだったが。
Dang, what the heck? All right, put our dad aside. Rokuro-san has the coolest backstory now. What the heck? You know, the more I hear, the more questions I'm starting to have.
最初から話すさ。
No. I don't even want to hear about your backstory, Dad. I just want to hear more about Rokuro-san. That's awesome.
お前も自分が祖父母に預けられることがなかったことを。
What the? I have grandparents?
あるだろ。
I thought you just spawned me into being out of thin air. Both my paternal and maternal grandparents. As far as I can remember, I've never even met either of them, let alone seen a photo of
いわゆ
them.
る地元の名士ってやつか。
Oh gosh.
父は官僚、母は地元のまとめ役、兄は政治家、弟は医者。親戚もまあ似たようなもんだ。
Wow, you like are the biggest loser in comparison to your family. They're like government officials, community organizer, that sounds dope. Politician, and then a doctor? And you're just an artist. Okay, no, I'm not saying anything bad about artists. Like I didn't mean it like that, guys. I'm sorry. Artists are cool too, but like I don't know, at least some of these people didn't have to be away from their families all growing up. Like, hey, where were you, Dad? You can be an artist in your hometown, or you can be an artist around Japan. You didn't have to leave the country to do that.
窮屈な家だったよ。俺だけ成績が芳しくなくてな。絵は好きだったが、成績以外を認めてくれる家じゃなかった。遊んでいる暇があれば勉強しろって道具も全部捨てられた。そこからはよくあるお決まりの反発コースだ。
Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's anything like there's not a problem with him being an artist. I think like being an artist is really cool, especially like that probably takes a lot more skill than like just being a politician or anything. I mean, being a doctor, I feel like would take skill, and that would take a lot of like patience studying. But you know, being an artist isn't something that just comes naturally to some people, especially me.
バイクで事故った時に面と向かってはっきり言われたよ。親から迷惑だってな。
Oh, hey, at least you got money.
金を渡され、ショックを受けたような気もする。ガキだったしな。
Yeah, I feel like most parents would just say screw you and then kick you out. They wouldn't even give you crap.
反発する相手もいなくなって荒れる理由も薄れた俺はその時の入院生活が暇で久々に絵を描いてたんだ。あすみと出会ったのはその時だ。
Okay, so it sounds like the timing was good.
絵なんて描いて意味あるの？
We actually get to see his mom. Let's go.
あ？なんだお前。
そんな絵を描いて何の意味があるのって聞いてんの。風景を切り取りたいなら写真の方が綺麗なのに。何の意味があるわけ？
Wow, she is totally roasting him. And he married this woman.
写真はそのまま写すだけだろうが。絵はほら、あれだ。書き手の心情とかを載せてたな。目で見る以上の情報を書き込むことで見た人の心を動かすことだって。
で、今描いてる絵にはその心情ってのが載ってるの？
Wow, the way she talks down to him.
そんなの全然伝わってこないんだけど。つまんない絵。
Freaking, he's like taking this as a challenge. He's like, okay, she freaking hates my paintings. I'm gonna make her love my paintings and love me.
黙って聞いてりゃ好き勝手言いやがって。何様だ。
There we go. That's the right response.
芸術なんて素人が好き勝手言ってこそでしょうが。バカじゃないの？あ、ごめん。確認するまでもないから。見た目からしてバカそうだもんね。何その？
Holy crap.
ダッサ。
Where did Kosa get his personality? Definitely didn't get it from his mom. Holy frick, she's just roasting him. She's just ripping in.
殺されてえのかクソ女。
What the frick?
っていうのが俺とあすみとの。
And that's how I met your mother.
初対面で そんなことを言うやつだったんだぞ、あいつは。
Dang. We know who wears the pants in that family. Holy crap. No wonder he freaking left.
子供の頃から入退院を繰り返して、一時期は命が危ぶまれることも珍しくはなかった。そんな状況に疲れたんだろうな。入院費は支払われるし、必要なことはされたが、親が見舞いに来ることはなくなっていった。俺と出会った頃のあすみは、親の気持ちを理解していた。だから、そんな疲れた表情をさせる自分のことを嫌っていた。
Well, dang. Okay. Sounds like she had a little bit of a rough relationship with them.
そして自分の周りに誰も寄せつけないようにするうちに、誰彼構わず噛みつくようになった。見慣れない奴がいたから、とりあえず喧嘩を売る。そういう迷惑な生き方をしてたんだ。
Yeah, I was just holy crap. She was ready to fight him. So did you actually end up fighting her?
女を殴る趣味はない。
I mean, not that we know of.
無視した。けど、それからもあいつは来た。多分、手のいいおもちゃだったんだろうよ。
Gosh, that sounds like the 4th grade when a girl would like be mean to you and that means she likes you.
相変わらずへったくそな絵。
I just can't do his mom being just a complete
うる
savage.
せえよ。
So
その絵を
unexpected.
毎回見に来てんじゃねえよ。暇人か。
暇じゃなけりゃこんなとこに来るわけないじゃない。
もういいから、とりあえず黙ってろ。
I love her so much.
ここまでコケにされてるのに、なんでまた絵を描いてるわけ？
Oh, this is where the love starts right here.
褒められたくて描いてるわけじゃねえしな。
はあ、なら何のためにくだらない絵なんて描いてるわけ？プロとかでもないんでしょ？下手だし。
I wonder if she falls in love with him because she realizes that even though like his paintings aren't the best at the moment, right? That like he's doing it to rebel against the system and she's like, "Wow, okay, I can respect that. I'm doing the same thing." So,
ああ、うっせえな。他にやることねえんだよ。大体な。
見た人間の心を動かすだっけ？私の心、動かざること山のごとしなんですけど。
well, I'm sorry you're so cold-hearted.
それは俺が下手なだけ。
自分で認めてる。ダッサ。
Wow,
うっ
okay.
せえ。下手だからこうして何枚も描いてるんじゃねえか。お前ほんと黙ってろ。
この程度のことを無視するくらい集中しなさいよ。そんなんだから下手くそな絵しか描けないのに。
バカバカうるせえよ。他のこと言えねえのか。語彙貧相か。
These two are perfect for each other.
そんな四字熟語はないし、あえて言うなら貧困。
このクソ女。
Shut up.
その後しばらくして俺はそのまま退院したんだけどな。
And he's like, "Thank goodness."
家を出て一人暮らしを始めて生活が落ち着いた頃に病院に行った。
Yeah, I feel like he should have made fun of the fact that she's in the hospital way more. Like, if he was gonna really go where it hurts, he could have done that. I mean, that would be super mean. But then again, she was really mean to him too. So I feel like he would have been justified. Because you'd fallen in love with mom.
クソみそ言われて惚れるわけないだろう。改めて挨拶しに行っただけだよ。当然、あすみは入院中だったわけだが、相変わらずの噛みつきっぷりでな。口喧嘩してた記憶しかないな。
But dang. I went from knowing nothing about his mom to like having absolute respect for her now.
周囲に噛みつく
Like,
気持ちには
dang, she's cold.
俺にも心当たりがあったし、バイク乗るのもやめて友達もいなかったしな。
He's like, frick, well, I'm a lonely person now, and she was the only person who actually cared enough to like insult me. Found yourself falling in love with her, I'm guessing.
とはいえ、俺も素直になれない年頃だ。バカにされた俺の絵で、あすみの心を動かして謝らせてやる。そういう名目が当時の俺には必要だった。で、絵の描き方をいろいろ勉強した。抽象画は苦手だったし、ひたすら風景を描くことしかできなく、 時には遠出して綺麗な景色を描きに行ったよ。
Okay, fair enough. I guess that's kind of why he needs to travel. He needs inspiration from places. Okay, but like, you don't need to be away from your family, my guy, for that long.
描く景色に頼るとか浅はかな発想って罵られた。
Well, you proved her wrong, didn't you?
悔しくて技法を学んでいろんな描き方でいろんな風景を描き続けた。当然その頃はただの趣味でバイトしながらだったけどな。
Seriously can't imagine mom ever acting like that. I know, it's so weird. That's how things started out. I don't see how you two ever ended up getting married.
どれだけ邪険にしても絵を店に通い続ける俺に根負けしたんだよ。
You know, your mom kept insulting me. She'd sometimes beat me, and I realized I'm into that. That gives me satisfaction deep inside. It makes me feel like a man. And so I married her. So I could always be put down for the rest of my life. But that's also why I like leave sometimes, because you know it's a lot to take in.
最初に比べれば
That's just what I'm hearing.
少なくとも私はこの絵が好きだって言ってな。
Oh, so never mind. She softened.
そこから素直なところも見せるようになって俺が口説いた。
From what you told me, though, it doesn't sound like that would have made her happy.
私が好きってそれ本気で言ってるの？
It's like, ew.
冗談で言えるかよこんなこと。特にお前冗談が通じるタイプじゃねえだろ。
今まで散々コケにされて好きとか
Yep, yep.
まさなの？
アホか。そんな趣味もねえよ。俺は純粋に好きなんだよ。お前のことが。
やめてよね、そういうの。私にはそういうつもりないんだから。
Now she's just turning into a tsundere.
そういうつもりがない割には顔真っ赤だぞ。
気のせいでしょ。は
好きだ。
あ？
大好きだ。
からかうんじゃないわよ。
やっぱ顔が真っ赤だな。
あんたが恥ずかしいことを何度も言うから。
Uh-oh, he's got the upper hand on you
言
now.
っとくけど俺は諦めないぞ。お前に絵を褒めさせた俺のしつこさは。じゃあまた来るわ。
二度と。
Oh, what a good love story.
強引に落とした。20歳まで生きられないかもしれない。そんな風に言われていたアスミだったけどな。奇跡的に生きることができた。俺の絵もいろいろと溜まってな。その中からアスミが勝手に大小問わず様々なコンペに送ってたみたいでな。
Wow. She went from absolutely destroying this man's soul to like lifting up his spirits and like building him as a person.
そんな中で俺の絵を好きだっていうパトロンが現れた。
So it was all thanks to her that you would be able to become an
ア
artist.
スミだけじゃなく、アスミの父親のおかげでもある。そのパトロンはアスミの父親だった。それを知ったのはずっと後だったけど。
Wow, okay. Like this is really like adding to their whole family dynamic. I almost wish we would have learned this a lot sooner. But I mean, I'm fine learning it right now, but it's like I guess like for the most of the game I was just like, oh, his dad was just like kind of gone. And it's like, how do you like excuse that? But now that I'm like getting a now that we're like getting the bigger picture here, it's like, oh, okay, I can kind of see why his dad was like gone for a long time. I still think it's weird, like even if it wasn't for Asumi, like he should have been there for Kosei. That's just my opinion.
一度見捨ててしまったことはアスミも分かっている。今さら親を気取れるとは思えない。罪滅ぼしになるようなことを何かしたいと思ったんだろうさ。それにアスミの母親が疲れ果てて精神的に危うかったらしい。
Do I actually come from like a wealthy lineage?
そうだな。俺の方もアスミの方もいわゆる上流階級な家だったんだろうな。すまんな。俺とアスミで捨てちまって。
Well, it's not like the information does me any good now. So what happened after
ア
that?
スミの父親が俺の絵を海外で宣伝してくれて、 そのおかげで少しは稼げるようにもなった。成長したあすみの体は子供の頃よりも安定した。それで俺はプロポーズをした。当
Okay.
然素直じゃないからその時もいろいろ言われたけどな。ゴリ押しして根負けさせた。
Bear me a son.
今更だろうから単刀直入に言うね。私は私の都合に誰かを巻き込んだり縛り付けたくない。和文には私のこと、お父さんやお母さん、
俺がそんな目をしたことが
これからもしない保証だってない。
そりゃあまあけどどうしろって言うんだ。
私はね、和文の絵が好き。
つまりあすみの絵を描いて気持ちを伝えればいいのか。
私のことは描かないで。今はマシだけど痩せてる時に見るのはそれよりも私にいろんな景色を見せてよ。私の知らない世界をもっと見せてほしい。旅行も難しい私だけど実際に見るよりもずっと素敵な風景を見せてもらってる。
I don't know, y'all. I think like where does Kosei come into this? Because I feel like Kosei just got screwed. Like I'm really surprised she was even able to have a kid if she was like this bad of health, right? That like she couldn't really travel or do anything. But it's like, man, like I'm fine with like I'm fine with this whole dynamic of like, hey, I want to like see the world and your paintings help show me the world and things like that. And like that's pretty romantic, right? Like I really do think so. But at the same time, it's like maybe y'all shouldn't have had a kid then and thrown the kid in there, because then Kosei was the one that ended up getting hurt by this, because like his father wasn't around, his mom was like in bad health. I'm not saying they couldn't have a kid. I just felt like I don't know if this is really what they wanted to do. If she really wanted Kazufumi to like just go and travel the world and send her stuff and pursue his career, it's like I don't know. Kosei's just the one that gets hurt by it. He didn't really have his father around. He didn't have this relationship. He's having to build it now when he could have had it built up his entire life.
つまりいろんなところで絵を描き続けろって。
And then especially after his mom passed, like he really needed his father. He needed someone strong in his life to be his rock, because I can only imagine like how hard that would have been losing her.
それができないって言うなら結婚なんてしてあげない。絵を描かなくなったら愛されてないってみなす。手を抜いた絵でも愛されてないってみなす。
Wow, okay.
もし愛されてないってみなしたら
当然離婚一択。
Okay then. Wow, that's pretty straightforward.
わがままな女だよな。
I can absolutely see why he said the comments about her that he did.
はあ、今さらバカじゃないの。
懐かしいよその悪態。
でしょ。でもね、さっきの条件は冗談でもなんでもない。
Gosh, okay, maybe I didn't want to know about their backstory.
心を動かせるほどの大層な才能はなかったしな。俺はあすみのためだけに絵を描いて。今の時代風景画は売れないからな。もともと自己の表現のためじゃない俺にはそっちの方が性に合ってたんだろうな。そのせいで後世には迷惑をかけたことは。けどあいつはそういうやつだから、何かあればあいつは自分を責める。俺に向かって悪態をつきながら自分で自分の心を傷つける。そのくせ俺には絵を描けって迫るんだから、本当に身勝手なやつだよ。
Well, I mean, it sounded like she did care about him, but then at the same time, she did insult him a lot. But you know, that's her way of showing her love, right? I recall what Mom had once said to me.
和文さんはね、絵を描いてなきゃダメな人なの。
I thought she meant that painting was everything to my dad, but in reality, she was the one who needed them.
そんな生活だ。安定したって言っても体が弱いのは変わらない。俺は正直子供を諦めていた。けど あいつは子供を作る、産むって
Why was she so set on having
自分の
kids?
体が原因で子供を作らないっていうのが許せなかったんだろう。それに俺もあすみも幸せな家庭で生まれ育ったとは言えなかったからな。余計に憧れたんだろう。だからな、昴生。俺はあすみを愛していた。お前も。俺が言ってもお前には信じられないかもしれないが。
Yeah, it's still a weird situation. Like, it's fine if you guys wanted a baby, but like I said, like, it was just such a weird family dynamic. I'm not saying, like, if your family situation isn't perfect that you shouldn't have a kid, but, because, I mean, freaking, I'm a good example of that. I mean, I'm not, like, not a perfect person. I don't come from a perfect family, but, you know, I had a kid, too, but at least I'm there for my daughter, okay? I'm not in some weird situation where I have to paint for my wife to sustain her.
ここから先は情けない愚痴になるが、いや、最初から情けない愚痴だったのかもしれないが、正直俺にはわからなかった。
Frickin', I don't either. I'm just surprised she's made it this far.
俺は
Must be doing something
父
good.
親に何もかも強制されて育った。俺にとってそれはいい親じゃなかった。だから昴生には強制しない。自由を与えようと思った。
I can understand that, but at the same time, it's like, as a father, like, it is your responsibility to take care of that child. So, I mean, in some degree, you do need to tell them what to do, because they don't know better, and they're going to assume they do. And I'm not saying, like, once they get to, like, 18 years old, you should keep telling them what to do all the time. Like, that, no. Like, they're an adult. You hopefully have helped them through the past 18 years to grow enough as a person that they can start making their own decisions. Sometimes they're going to make mistakes. You can still, like, try to help them, guide them, but ultimately, like, they might be like, hey, I don't want your help. I'm just going to do my own thing, and you just have to accept that. I mean, you've had 18 years to try to help them on the right path, and ultimately, like, they're going to try to make their own decisions and learn for themselves, and that's just what you have to do. But hopefully you've passed along enough of your, I don't want to say ideals, like, you don't want them to be a carbon copy of you, but you hope that you've teach them enough valuable skills. You've taught them what you hopefully believe are the right morals and things like that. And you've helped them to grow and to become emotionally intelligent, right? I think that's important, is being able to, like, handle your emotions and be able to think things through, I guess, is what I would want to say. But, like, that's what you raise a child, and hopefully you've done a good enough job at that. And it's, like, hard because you as a person probably don't have all those skills even at, like, maybe 40 years old. Like, it would be hard to say, like, hey, yeah, I have life figured out, right? Like, not everyone does, but it's like you kind of have to hope that you do. So it's like, it's okay to give your child freedom, and yes, you do need to do that in doses, but at the same time, you need to say, hey, I'm the parent here. I've been around longer than you. I know more than you in some ways. I'm not saying that I'm right on everything, but I'm going to try to do my best for you because I love you and you're my child and I want what's best for you.
だがそれは昴生からすれば無関心としか思えなかったんだろうな。
That's the other thing too. It's like if you're too relaxed, if you just let your child do whatever, it just feels like you don't care. And that's because a good caring parent would be doing more. And now some parents do too much. Like, you can't control every little thing about your child's life. Like that, no. But, like, there are certain things that you need to stand by and say, hey, I'm the parent. Like, I need you to learn certain things. Like, you know, going to school, that's just important, right? You need to know certain skills to work on life. And you know, you need to stick up for what you think is right and what's going to help your child eventually in the future. Sorry, I'm getting into a rant, but I'm a parent now, and so, like, I care about those things, and I care about my child. She's only 1 year old, but, like, I know I'm going to have to put my foot down on certain things and say, hey, you need to do this, or you need to know this in life, and I'm going to have to, like, really enforce that. Even though I don't want to I don't want to make her do everything my way. Okay, I want her to eventually learn to do things her way and to thrive in life. But some things, it's like as a parent, I feel like I'm gonna be a failure if I don't teach her certain things. Rather, the only thing she ever told me to do was live life the way I wanted. Perhaps that was because she hated the thought of me being tied down by her health complications.
俺が情けない親だから、苦労をかけて傷つけて本当にすまなかった。
I don't know if I'd say he's a terrible father, but I would have said that he needed to be there more for Kosei more. But you know, like that's the thing. It's like even if that happens in the past, you can still choose to be a good father today. You can still choose to be a better person right now. So, and that's what he's doing, I
少
think.
し違う方法も思いつく。例えば、強制しない親じゃなく、応援できる親になるとかな。お前が何か見つけた時に、それを心から応援してやれる存在の方が良かったと思う。それこそがきっと子供の頃の俺がしてほしかったことなんだ。お前が不安に思う気持ちはわかる。当然のことだ。それは他の誰かに与えられるものでもなければ、すぐに手に入るものでもない。俺がアスミを口説いたみたいに、コツコツと一つずつ積み上げていくしかないものだ。
I will absolutely agree with that, though. Love is definitely something that's grown over time. It shouldn't be something that you achieve and then you have it. Like, it's always something you should be seeking after when it comes to, like, your partner. Just because I feel like if you settle and say, hey, I love you enough, or, you know, I'm in love with you and that's good enough, like, that love can diminish. Like, if you set a limit for how high it can only go down from there. And you don't want that. So don't set a limit on how much you can love somebody. Like always be seeking to love them more and more, or to love them in different ways that you didn't know you could.
誰かの真似をしても意味はないし、全く同じなんてありえない。でもだからこそ、後世だからこそ積み上げられる幸せがあるはずだ。
It's true.
さっき応援できる親とは言ったが、それが本当に正しいのかどうかはもっと向き合わなきゃいけなかった。アスミとも後世とも、もっと俺の気持ちを伝えるべきだったんだ。
And like, not even as a dad is that hard, but that's just hard as a person. I feel like it's hard for both genders to really be expressive with their feelings. It's not an easy thing. I would say that women are more emotional maybe than men, but like that doesn't make it any easier to express those feelings. And for men, I feel like we're maybe a little bit more reserved with our feelings, but at the same time, it's still just as hard either way. Like there's not really an easy way to go about it. It's just something you kind of have to learn over time, and you have to be vulnerable to express your feelings, and most people don't want to be vulnerable.
俺は怖がりすぎた。アスミに拒絶されることを恐れて、俺が言ったところで、どの面下げてって感じだろうけどな。
Would it have been better if he said a lot of this stuff earlier? Yes. Is it too late to say these things? No, absolutely not. I'm glad he's saying them to him now.
そうか。ありがとう。
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't hate you, Dad. So, well, don't make it sound like you've done something you can never take back. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is you don't have to hesitate to come back to Japan, even if you don't have any special reason to.
そうだな。すまん。情けない父親で。
Look, it's fine. Seriously, stop that. You're making me
お
uncomfortable.
前のそういうところ、アスミにそっくりだよ。
I never seen my dad this serious before, so it threw me off. But yeah, I get it now. Thanks for having this talk with me.
こそありがとう。
He's gonna have to make sure to thank Kanna later, too, because Kanna's the reason why he had this
それじゃ
conversation.
あ俺は戻る。
Like, this is pretty life-changing for Kosei, I feel like. Like, knowing, like, hey, my dad doesn't hate me. He does love me in his own way, and he had special circumstances for things. And what did those special circumstances lead him to being not there for me. Yes. And could he have been a better father? Absolutely. But like, hey, he's trying now. He's trying to make amends. He was honest with me. He was open and said, "Hey, this is a situation, and I was doing the best to please your mother."
気にするな。息子とその嫁の関係を邪魔するつもりはない。それじゃあ、秋月くん、後世のことをよろしくお願い。
いえ、こちらこそ。
またな、後世。
Yeah, I feel like he hardly talked with Kanna. I feel like it was just more about us connecting, which was the point of it, I guess. But, you know, it would have been nice if he got to know her better, because maybe the next time that he'll see her is for her wedding. So, I hadn't expected there to be so much to unpack today. Yeah, but gosh, that took a while to get through that conversation, which it's not a problem. I mean, half that was just literally me talking, but I just went and ranted a little bit too much about my mom, about my dad, about their past.
コーヒー入れましたよ。
Oh, thanks.
よかったですね。勇気を出してみて。
Yeah, I heard a lot of unexpected things today, but I feel relieved too in a lot of
抱い
ways.
ていた不安の方はどうですか？
They're gone now, or at the very least I've learned that they're normal worries to have, and that the bigger problem is letting myself become too scared to face
そう
them.
ですね。それは昴生さんだけじゃなく、私もです。二人で一緒に積み上げていくものですよね。
Absolutely. It's a team effort, that's for sure.
こちらこそ。
Thank you, Connor. You're really the reason I'm able to smile like
私
this.
は大したことはしてません。ちゃんと向き合い、踏み込んだ。昴生さん自身の勇気ですよ。
But you're the one who gave me that courage. You were with me. That's the only reason I was able to do
昴
this.
生さん。
But also because you promised to give me your award after. Shut up, Kosei. Stop ruining a good moment.
昴生さん。今ここでそれを持ち出します？
Kanna's like, I'm so disappointed in you right now. Despite how anxious I was talking to my dad, I was also looking forward to this. My gosh, that's such a terrible reason.
またやらしい顔をしてます。
Kosei, please, please work with me. This was such a tender moment. Your dad was pouring out his feelings, and you're just thinking about a reward afterwards. Kosei, you're a terrible person. I'm just gonna say it. Terrible person.
圧がすごい。
I'm sorry, I lose a little respect for him when he says stuff like this. I'm like,
わかりましたよ、もう。いや、こんな昴生さんのご褒美。なんか、とんでもなくエロいこと。
don't worry, it's not that outrageous, probably.
早口
I'm just gonna shake my head at you, Kosei. I'm just gonna shake my head. That was the worst intro to an H scene ever. So bad. And I say that because it was just did not fit the situation at all. Like, oh my gosh. Please tell me I'm not the only one who just was like shaking their head at this. Needless to say, I feel like that's such a bad intro. Like, you guys are having this like heartful moment, and then you go into that. Like, what? Why? Why ruin it? Why ruin the emotion here? Like, I don't know. They could have done that better. Just a little more time to like transition.
あと、ご飯も。いくらなんでも激しすぎますよ。私、気を失っちゃいましたよ。
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cover some of this one up. Lost control of myself. I'm really
たまに
sorry.
はこういうことがあっても悪くはありませんけど、でもこういうのはその翌日がゆっくりできる時だけにしましょう。
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We obviously weren't going at it throughout the entire night, but at some point we just conked out. Unfortunately, this means this.
今さらそれを気にしますか。できれば昨日の夜のうちに気遣ってほしかったです。
I'm sorry, I really am.
いいですよ。拒絶しなかったのは私ですから。気持ちよかったのも事実ですしね。
Kana giggles shyly, but her smile quickly settles into a somewhat more ladylike expression.
幸せ
Where's this coming
だって
from?
こんな関係になれるとは思ってなかったんですもん。昴生さんには幸せになってほしい。でもその幸せは他の人に任せなきゃいけないって思っても、だから幸せ。
Yeah, me too. I thought I'd have to say goodbye to you forever, so the fact that I'm together with you right now makes me so happy I could almost
そう
cry.
なくらいではなくて、実際に泣いてませんでした？
Yeah, I could see him having cried. But wait, you were crying last time too, Kana.
私たち似た者夫婦ですね。で、まだ夫婦じゃないですけど、
I don't know, y'all certainly act like it
これから
sometimes.
もずっとよろしくお願いします。
Kana's voice and expression tells me exactly how much she loves me. Unlike the passionate heat of sex, a tender joy fills my heart. God, why does this game make me say that so much? Why do I have to say that? Never experienced period of bliss of this kind before I met Kana. Only because of her does my world shine so bright now. Kana, thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for teaching me what it's like to love someone and to be loved in
お
return.
礼を言うのは私の方ですよ。私のことを愛してくれてありがとうございます。それに幸せになることも、私のことも諦めないでいてくれて。
Well, I'm never gonna give up on you again, Kana. Please tell me that was not supposed to be a Rickroll joke. I'm never gonna let you out of my arms.
ずっと一緒にいましょうね。ずっと。
I'm already happy, though.
幸せに上限なんてありません。
Kana smiles, looking somewhat embarrassed. The adorable expression makes me realize it all over again. I'm so glad I met Kana. I'm so glad I put all that effort into the cafe. And most of all, I'm so glad I acted like a petulant child and refused to give up on her. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Kana. I love you. We got an epilogue here, huh? Winter has passed and spring is here. I've successfully gone into my 4th year of college.
今日もあの店から
Yeah, how'd you know? Do I smell like cake or something?
匂いがなくてもお前はここ数ヶ月ずっとそんな調子だろ
Oh, I should probably say real quick. I did enjoy the little ending cutscene. It was nice. It like kind of just showed a few of the moments between Kosei and Kanna, and it was really nice. It was all like done in CG and stuff, which I thought was cool. And you got these like cool shots of the cafe that we like don't usually get to see. And then it was really sweet. I liked it, and it had like this nice kind of slow song. It was called "Sweet Marriage." I was like, oh, interesting. Okay. So I was like, I should probably comment on that because I usually skip over like the in-game movies just because I don't know why my recording software won't even like pick it up. I'd probably have to like change something about it. The cafe's been doing well. We've been getting just as many customers as ever. Since we've only been open for about a year, or half a year, it might be a stretch to call it a stable business, but at the very least, we're in a good
っ
spot.
ていうかさお前
What do you mean?
今後のことだよ俺らも4年だぜまさか姉貴の弟子にでもなってパティシエになるとか考えてるのか
Well, not that I don't like cooking, but I don't think I've really got the flair for that sort of thing, especially the more I see Suzune-san at work.
就職活動はしてるのかお前割と鬼シフトだったろ
Yeah, but I've been cutting back on my shifts lately to job hunt. What about
俺
you?
も一応してるけどな周りに比べてすっかり出遅れてる気がする
Yeah, I know that feeling.
周囲の熱に圧倒されて説明会とか行っても尻込みしちゃうんだよ
I know what you mean. Still, if you let something like that scare you, you're never going to be able to find a job. And you'll kick yourself in the foot for it later.
お前すっかり前向きになったな
Well, eventually you just stop grumbling and do
ち
it.
なみにそれって好きな人のため
Darn right.
ここにも暑苦しいやつが
Yeah, I definitely feel like Kosei's found more motivation in life, and that's kind of helped him, like, get out and do things. I don't feel like he normally was that kind of person, or at least as much as he is now. Having said all that, it's still difficult to find a job through sheer motivation alone. Compared to others who have been researching and prepping preparing for their career since last year, it's only inevitable that I'd have a harder time of things. Unlike business at a cafe, my job search isn't going nearly as smoothly. So yeah, it'll probably take a bit more time before I find something.
あのお店で一緒に働き続けるのじゃダメなんですか？
Well, it's an option, yeah. But I've got a pretty good grasp on the cafe's finances. I know my wages can only go so high. I'm not saying money is everything, of course, but we will need money. Right now, the both of us can afford to work, but that might change in the future.
はい。
Besides, if I continue working at the cafe, everyone's just going to continue spoiling me
甘
rotten.
えてくれていいですよ。乳首しゃぶります？
Hana's just as bad as Kosei. You're both terrible people.
頑張る昴生さんの励みになれ。
Y'all are both terrible. So terrible. Y'all literally shoehorn this in no matter what situation you're in. It's nice to be spoiled. I want to be able to provide for you too, Kanna. Seeing you happy and actually making you happy are two very different
それ
things.
は理解できますけど。
I want to work hard for our future together, so I'd appreciate your support in
わかりま
this.
した。その代わり、辛い時はちゃんと私に言ってください。
Of course, when that happens, I'll know you'll be there to comfort me. You and your boobs.
はい。いつでもどうぞ。
Oh, that's sweet of you to say.
そうですね。いずれは家族も増えるんですよね。
I wouldn't be surprised if it already has, to be honest.
確かに、そうかもですね。
Whoa, what are y'all trying to say here? Whoa, are they implying this? Is this happening? Although I'd have no regrets if I got Kanna pregnant, I can't deny that it'd be better to plan things out more. That's what I said with my wife, and then we ended up having a kid in the middle of 2020. Well, like we got pregnant in 2020. Not to mention the whole marriage thing. I don't think it matters too much when we get married, but there's also why choosing the right time for it feels so difficult. If I focus too much on the perfect time, I just end up pushing it further and further back. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, you're never going to be like 100% in the perfect time. You know, sometimes you just have to go for it. All these things on my mind, I put my effort into finding a job for the time being. Having realized I've gotten off to a late start compared to my peers at school, I did my best to make up for it. Eventually, my hard work paid off and I managed to secure a tentative job offer. After that, things were much less stressful. I'd heard that Hiruto had gotten himself a tentative job offer as well, and Shiki-san on her part, I decided to continue working at the Cafe Stella. That doesn't surprise me. But I'm glad like she got her degree and stuff, that's always nice. Although I was momentarily surprised to hear the news, when I thought about it, I remembered that opening the cafe was originally her wish in the first place. Apparently, she'd also begun taking a more active role in managing it, too. Eventually, the time came for all of us, three of us, to graduate.
お前もこれで社会人だな。
Aw, thanks, Dad. Still doesn't feel quite real.
働いていれば嫌でもいずれ実感する。そんなもんだ。
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Are you speaking from
み
experience?
たいなフリーランスでも経験がある。会社に所属するならもっと苦労することもあるだろうな。何かあれば連絡してこいよ。にしても、昴生が社会人か。でかくなったな。
I know, it is weird. We are a man.
なあ、昴生。この後時間はあるのか？
Oh, well, I guess I have a bit of
じゃ
time.
あどこかで軽く食事でもどうだ？
Well, sure, I don't mind. What spurred this on,
今
though?
まであんまり考えたことはなかったんだが、こうして息子の成長を目の当たりにするとな。
What, are we gonna go
定
drinking?
番イベントをしてみたくなった。息子と酒でも組み交わして
I
み
knew
たいん
it.
だよ。
I knew it. I'm like, what rite of passage? It can only be drinking.
昼から味わう大人の味を教えて。
Don't worry, Kosei. Now that you've got your life together, I'm gonna show you how to ruin it just as quick. You're not very good at this adult thing, are you? Father of the year, am I right? After graduating from university, the next chapter of my life is set to begin.
待ってください。ネクタイ。
Oh, we're wearing a tie? I mean, I wear ties too, but just for Kosei, I can't imagine
こ
him.
れでいいです。今日の夕食、何か食べたいものはあります？
How about tonkatsu?
わかりました。では、準備しておきますね。いってらっしゃい。
Thanks, I'll see you tonight, honey. Although it's a bit of a distance from my office, I've decided to continue to live in this apartment with Kanna. Partly for financial reasons, but also because it'd take twice the effort if I were to move now. I'm sure you'll move out eventually. It's been about a month since I began work at my new unfamiliar office job. At long last, payday arrives. Here comes the money. After checking to make sure my first paycheck has been deposited, I go to buy something extremely important straight after work. It's a rather expensive purchase for someone on a new employee's initial salary, but I don't hesitate one bit. I'm home.
はい、おかえりなさい。今日も一日お疲れ様でした。すぐに夕食の準備をしますからね。
Thanks, but before that, do you have a minute? There's something I want to ask.
はい、なんでしょう。
Oh, I see what you bought, Kosei. Okay, let's go. I'm here for it. To get the item I purchased earlier from my bag. Kind of tilts her head in puzzlement at the ring I hold out to her. Will you marry me? There it is. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're here for.
もう一緒に暮らし始めてますし、結婚って届けを出すだけだと思うんです。
So technically, I guess you're right. Don't overthink it, Kanna. Yes or no?
嬉しいものですね。言葉では言い表せないくらい嬉しいです。
Will you give me an answer right here, right now?
はい、します。結婚します。どうか末永くよろしくお願いします。
Okay. I will say this is kind of romantic. The first thing he does when he gets his check is buys a ring and tries to marry her. Okay, Kosei, I'll give you that one. Like, sure, you could have planned it and maybe like gone out and done something special and did it, but this is romantic too. Like, that just shows how much you've wanted to marry her, but you wanted to at least have a ring. I'll give Kosei that one. We held our wedding ceremony a few months later. In front of all of our friends and family, Akatsuki Kanna became Takamine Kanna. Oh, so adorable. I love it. I thought I'd never experience a happier moment, but I soon learned otherwise. Like Kanna had said before, there's no such thing as an upper limit to happiness.
あの、
Let's go.
できました。
They're actually showing all this too. This is great. This is what I wanted out of some of the other routes. I wanted more after story stuff. Especially Suzune. Suzune got so screwed.
だから
In a different way than Kanna did, obviously.
です。私たちの子供ができました。
Yes, Kosei, that's what happens when you do certain things and you don't use protection.
はい、いますよ。
Overcome with shock and emotion, my brain stops functioning. Yeah, this isn't how my wife told me. My wife, she comes in the room and she's just crying. Like, she can't even, like, hardly, like, talk. She's just, like, crying so much. And then, like, she just, like, shows me the test and is like, hey, like, I'm pregnant. And she was just, like, so happy. And, like, but so, like, she was just crying, like, bawling her eyes out. It was funny. Kosei.
それは構いませんけど、
Kosei, you're so
わ
dumb.
かる時期じゃないです
Can I
か？
touch it? You're not gonna feel nothing.
さすがにまだお腹が膨らむほどではありませんから。
That takes a while before you'll even start noticing anything.
でも間違いでもありません。ちゃんと。
The baby. Our baby. Thank you, Kanna.
これはまだ早い気もしますけど。
Hey, you know, Kosei, take some pride. You helped make that, okay? You provided something, and then her body does all the rest of the work. I'm gonna do my best, for your sake and for the baby's sake, too. But please tell me if I'm doing anything wrong. I can be pretty thick-headed sometimes,
は
apparently.
い、そこはちゃんとわかっているので安心してください。
Oh yeah, get ready for all the random mood cravings. You get some mood swings. My wife got super sick the first trimester, really sick. And you get body aches. I remember that. Yeah, being pregnant, from what my wife experienced, was not a fun time. I mean, I'm not saying it was all bad, but my wife was like, she likes having kids, but not like the whole pregnant and then having the kid part. Like, she likes just having the kid itself. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. This is amazing news. I'm so happy I don't even know what to say anymore except thank you. Now that she was pregnant, Kanna made the decision to retire from her Grim Reaper duties. Mikito accepted the decision without complaint, giving us his sincere blessings. But the hardest challenges were still to come. Supporting my wife, learning how to be a parent, reading up on how after-birth to-dos. Yeah, we read up on stuff and did all that. It's like, you just throw all that out the window. It's like once you actually have a kid, you have to really adjust to them. It's like there's not like a one size fits all for babies, right? More than half a year seemed to pass in the blink of an eye, and finally the day arrived. Am I doing this right?
ダメですよ。
Holy frick, they're actually
それじゃ
showing
泣いちゃい
this.
ますから。
I thought for sure they were just gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, things were going well for us and we were gonna end up happy, and then it just cuts to the end. They're actually freaking showing her giving birth, huh? I'm actually really surprised by this. Why? I thought I practiced how to do this
器用
right.
なのにそういうところは不器用ですよね。
Gosh, can y'all stop being sexual for 2 seconds? You're having a baby here.
それより名前は決めてくれましたか？
Ooh, I'm really curious to know what they're gonna name their child.
ずっと引っ張ってましたけど。
Ooh, they're having a girl too. Congratulations. Miyu, as in abundant joy.
はい、いい名前だと思います。
Oh, that's so cute. Hey there, Miyu. It's me, Daddy.
ごめんください。よかった。この病室で会ってたな。いやー、慌てすぎて受付で聞いたはずなのに不安になってな。
Gosh, I hope their childbirth is a lot better. Freaking, I had to wear a mask in the room because it was, you know, in the middle of things going on, and it's like, ugh, terrible.
和文さん、ご無沙汰してます。
And like we couldn't have anybody else there. Like it was literally just me
久しぶりだね。
and you know my
悪いね、
wife, of
遅くなっちゃ
course,
って。
because you know she's the one giving birth, so she had to be there as well.
いえ、お仕事の方はいいんですか？
今はこっちの方が重要だ。
Well, good. I'm glad you're there for them.
かわいいな。
We decided to name her Miyu.
そうか。ほら、みゆ。俺がおじいちゃんだぞ。
Gosh, he is such a he's such a grandpa. Like everybody's like this.
昴生さんと同じこと言ってますよ。
Looks a lot goofier seeing someone else do it though.
バカとか言うな。それに、みゆが可愛すぎるのがいかんのだ。
Can't argue with that. Oh, and speaking of which, I've got to take some pictures of her.
お前、そのスマホで撮るつもりか？
Why? What's wrong with
ちゃ
it?
んとしたのを買った方がいいんじゃないか？子供の成長はあっという間だ。取り損ねても取り戻せないんだぞ。
Honestly though, like that's one of the coolest things is like this generation that's having kids right now, we're going to be able to take pictures of everything that happens in their lives. Like cuz it's so easy to take a picture nowadays, like compared to how it was when you were a kid, like you had to like get out the big camera or get out one of the disposable ones. You had to like print out the pictures and things like that. Nowadays, like you got it all on your phone and it's backed up, so you probably won't ever lose it. Like you'll have all these memories and everything will be so well documented. It's going to be absolutely insane.
それに、小学校とかに行くようになれば、
Our kids are going to be
運動会な
spoiled.
んかもあるだろうしな。
They're going to have every inch of their life recorded. Once she starts elementary school, there'll be tons of sports festivals and stuff you want to record. Yeah, absolutely.
いいんじゃないですか？買ってもきっと無駄にはなりません。昴生さん間違いなく親バカになりそうですから。きっと取りまくりですよ。
Yeah, maybe you're right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go buy the most expensive camera I can find.
だからすでに親バカだった。
She's just like, hey, I just had a child. Don't leave me. Mia was born. She grew up fast. Every single moment filled me with inexpressible joy. Of course, raising a child wasn't always fun and games, but at the very least, I never considered it a burden. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's definitely things maybe I wish we would have like taken more time to have a child, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I wouldn't give her up for anything. Like, the timing was perfect. Everything happened the way it needed to. And now that I was raising my own child now, it occurred to me again. While my mom and dad may have not been the perfect parents, they loved me with all their hearts. Given her health problems, I can't imagine my mom had done everything all on her own. At the very least, my father had been there to help. In truth, there were a lot of times my dad had given me parental advice when I needed it. Without him, I'm sure we would have had a much rougher time. My dad never had parents to support him when he was a kid, yet even so, he raised me so well. Our relationship may have gotten a little strained somewhere along the way, but still, he was a wonderful dad. Never reached a point where I could say this with confidence. Both my mom and dad loved me. I was the fruit of their love for each other. The next time I see dad, I'll have to apologize to him, and I'll have to update mom too. About all the things Kanna had taught me, what it means to love someone, to be a family, to expand that family, and to spend my life with that family. Just as she'd promised, Kanna had taught me all those things, not to mention... I don't need to know. kind of tastes like a watered down version of powdered milk, but I actually thought it tasted pretty. I don't need to know that. I mean, I did try some too, but I don't need to know that. Despite all the shenanigans, however, Mia continued to grow up. She learned to speak, to walk, to run, and even to hold her own conversations. And I recorded all of it on camera. In time, this birthed a new tradition. Every year on Miu's birthday, we'd all get together and take a family photo.
お誕生日おめでとう
Alright, let's take this in for a moment, guys. I didn't think they'd actually show a picture. That's so adorable. Look at it. It's like a little mini Kanna. It's so adorable. Like, same eye color, same hair. Like, that just looks like a smaller Kanna. That's literally her as a child. That's adorable. I love the little dress, too. That's so cute.
ありがとうおじいちゃん。
ケーキなんかは用意してないのか
Don't worry, we booked a reservation at the cafe for a birthday party. They're getting it ready for us.
いつもの美味しいやつ？
そうですよ。パパとママのお友達にみゆのために作ってもらった特別なケーキですよ。
Kanna looks like such a mom right now.
みゆはケーキ好き？
大好き。
じゃあママのことは？
大好き。
ありがとうみゆ。
あ、ならおじいちゃんのこと
好きかな？
Wow, she was so confident with the other answers, but then when it comes to Grandpa,
まあ一緒に暮らしてるわけでもないしな
sorry, old man, but that's about as good as you'll get. Do you love Daddy, Miu?
ケーキの方が好き。
What? Always clowning around no matter how old I... Oh, frick. Why am I reading Mikado's? Oh, Mikado's here. That's nice.
まあそれだけ人生を謳歌している証拠なのだろう
We'd included Mikado into our family gatherings as well as Kanna's foster father. Lately, however, Dad's been getting a little suspicious of him since he hasn't aged in the slightest. Even so, he still comes to visit Mia like this one at least once a year. However, since Kanna is no longer a Grim Reaper and we're no longer a cause for concern, also the fact that Mio has no relation to the cat, Sheed, it's clear that he's come to visit simply because he cares for us.
ほらパパはすぐに泣いちゃうんだからいじめちゃダメですよ。
泣き虫なの？
はい泣き虫ですよ。
Wow, hey, you're being mean just like my mom. Don't want to hear that coming from you, Kanna. After all, she's the one who moans.
だからちゃんと気持ちを教えてあげないと。
Kosei, please. This is a wholesome moment. Please stop talking about that. Just for this moment. You want to see him cry, you have to tell him how much you love him.
おじいちゃんも大好き。味方のおじいちゃんは好き。
ありがとう
Thanks for telling me you love me, Miu. By the way, you like to tease people sure reminds me a lot of someone I know.
昴生さんのひねくれた部分が現れちゃったんだと思います。
What? Kosei's perverted, but he's not mean. Pretty sure her mischievous side resembles yours a lot
昴
more.
生さんですよ。
No,
パパ
you.
とママ
喧嘩なんかじゃありませんよ。
Don't worry, Miu. We never have a fight on your birthday.
のろけだ仲のいい証拠だ
そうなんだ。じゃあチューとかするの？
チューは
Not in front of an audience,
そ
at
ういう
least.
ことは付け加えなくていいんです。
Kosei never misses an opportunity to just say something so stupid.
やはりお前のそういうところを
I mean, that one was fine, but some of the other stuff he says are just so dumb. The other side of you, daughter, likes to imitate, don't you
ま
think?
ったくです。
Guess I had that one coming. Anyways, let's get back to celebrating, shall we?
ケーキ食べたい。あとね、オムライスも食べたい。
Oh, she likes omelet rice too.
お店に行ったら作ってあげますね。
やったー。早くお店行こ
Hold on a minute, we have to take a picture first.
むすっとしないの。にっこり笑って。笑わないとくすぐっちゃいますよ。ほら、こしょこしょこしょこしょ。
う。まあまあ、くすぐったい。
ほらほら、笑って笑って。
笑ってるよ。
Look this way,
こしょ
Mio.
こしょこしょ。
もう、くすぐったいってば。
ほら、カメラの方を見て。
Happy birthday,
おめで
Mio.
とう。
ありがとう。
Every now, or even now, my happiness is reaching new heights. Well, you know, that's what happens when you become a father.
カフェステラと死神の蝶。
Wow. That's a cool little CG right here. I know y'all can't see it, but it's got an interesting like pole. Like there's like an interesting design on the top. Well, there it is, guys. That was the end. I don't think there's any.
おまけですね。
I don't think there's anything else here. At least not that I can see. But wow. Okay, we finished the game, and it was sweet. It was good. I liked it. I liked the ending. I just wish Kosei would shut up. That was my only complaint throughout that whole ending. Is just Kosei, please stop saying stupid stuff. Stop talking about sex every chance you get. Besides that, though, the ending was good. I like that they actually showed them having a kid, and they showed them getting. Well, they didn't show the marriage, but like they showed the aftermath of it. That's fine, I guess. I feel like you have to dedicate a lot of time if you want to show the marriage. It has to be sweet and emotional. It's like most people would rather just have that skipped so you can focus on the things that come after. But it was good. I liked it a lot. I can say that ending was good. I think we're gonna go back to the regular one here. Just because, like, this is the end. I think this is the last video. I'll maybe make a video of like all the endings, but I'm not sure. I haven't decided on that. I'll probably just use clips from each ending that I've recorded already. I'm not sure if I'll go through them again. We'll see. But yeah, it was nice though. It was really good. I'm sorry, I'm like at a loss for words of what to say, because I'm like, oh no, after I'm done recording this, I won't play this again, and it's like, that's sad to think about. I actually enjoyed it a lot more. I mean, there's definitely parts of the game that I'm like, just want to get through this part, you know? It definitely drags on in a bit sometimes. And they're just talking about the cafe. I'm like, okay, we know about the cafe, guys. Let's get to the romance. Let's get to the good stuff, right? But it was nice, and we made it through. And you know, I appreciate all of you guys who were, you know, watching with me. I know some of y'all played it by yourselves, and some of you are watching it with and experiencing with me. So I appreciate that. I like reading all your guys' comments and all your thoughts and opinions on the game. Because, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions, too. And it was nice. I mean, I don't know. I guess... Oh, I should say, my order. I don't think my order of, like, which girls I like have changed. I think... I would say Natsume was probably my favorite route. I'll say that. Natsume and Mei's, I like their routes the best. Kanna's route obviously is the canon one, but I wouldn't even say it was my favorite. Like, it was really good though. I'm not saying that. Suzune is definitely my least favorite route, just because it's too short. And that I'm not saying it was bad, I'm just saying it was too short. So, I didn't really care for Nozomi's either, but that's also because I don't like childhood friends. Like, I'm not really, like, a huge component of that. So, obviously, I wasn't going to, like, care for that route as much. I would say maybe Natsume's is the top. I really liked Mei's. I would almost put Mei and Kanna, like, kind of up there. Like, maybe for second place. I don't even know if I want to say which one is better. Because I liked both of them, and they're both good for different reasons. Yeah, I'll just say maybe like Natsume and then Kanna and then Mei. How about that? And then we'll put... Do I want to even say Nozomi? I guess I'll put Nozomi and then Suzune. That's kind of my route order, and like I guess the order of the girls I like. I don't know. I almost kind of liked Mei. Frick, do I like Mei better than Kanna though? I don't know. I feel like I'm biased. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. So I know some of y'all were waiting to tell me whose route you thought was best and which girl was best. So let me know now that if you've watched through the whole game, which one's your favorites and for what reasons. I'm curious to know. Am I missing something? Am I totally off base here? I just feel like Natsume is probably the best. I feel like Natsume is the girl that Kosei got along with really well, and at the same time, like, someone I could actually see myself with, you know, that kind of situation, like, just personality-wise. I liked her a lot. But yeah, guys, that's Cafe Stella and the Reaper's Butterflies. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna end the video here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, like, just and following along with me. Like, it means a lot. I know I already said this, but I want to mention it again. Really appreciate it. I'm going to be working on 9-9 more now. And then at the end of the month, Corpse Factory is coming out. So I'm going to be playing that next. So unfortunately, I'm not really playing another, like, kind of romancy type game, but I will be back to it. I know 9-9 has romance in it, so hopefully that'll be good enough. But I'm looking forward to some stuff I got coming up. It'll be good, and I'll probably come back and play another Ubisoft game eventually. I'll probably go back and play some of the older ones, or maybe if they release a new one, I'll hop on that. But for now, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.